Okay, I decided this time I'll show you the view outside of my main window. And hopefully this can't be copyrighted. I just saw a video from Adam Sessler made a few months back that said that the people at Nintendo should be fired. While technically, looking at the Japanese laws, it's not really going to happen. I kind of have to agree with him on his point. I mean, the fact of the matter is, it's just, somebody needs to get it through Nintendo's head that it isn't 1994 anymore. Okay? Somebody's got to get it through the head of the Nintendo people that the days of them being the dominant force in the industry are gone. The days of them being basically the only console in the living room are also gone. I mean, most of the people they cultivated in between 85 and 96 are my age. And right now I'm in the 25 to 36 bracket. And that's really pretty much all I'm going to say about my age. So, I mean, the fact of the matter is, Nintendo just, I hate to say this, but I mean, how many freaking games do we have to have with Mario in it? And how many times can we just have the same franchises over and over again? Now, yes, I will admit, the last Zelda game for the 3DS, it's probably the 3DS game of the year as far as I'm concerned. But I mean, it's just like, can we get some new franchises, please? I mean, granted, they've got some stellar franchises in their lineup. It's just, I mean, how many times can we just get, the same franchises over and over again? I mean, it's Mario, it's Zelda, it's Pikmin, it's Animal Crossing, and Metroid seem to be the franchises that they're pushing on us more often than not. And it's just like, sometimes it's like, I just want to say to them, do you think maybe you could get some third-party support? Could you guys not keep screwing up things? I mean, although screwing up things kind of is their MO. I mean, after all, we're talking about the same company that went with Philips instead of Sony for a CD system in the early 90s and ended up creating the PlayStation in the process and basically creating their biggest competitor. I mean, let's be realistic. As far as Japan goes, Sony is Nintendo's biggest competitor. In America, Microsoft's more the number one because, we have this thing about wanting to support American companies, even though Microsoft has done some really boneheaded things in the past. Requiring all applications to have Xbox Live Gold being one of them. Oh, jeez. I mean, really. The apps are free, but then you gotta pay $50 to use them? Are you kidding me? But that's my main complaint with Microsoft. However, with Nintendo, it's just like, somebody's got to get it through Nintendo's head that, we just don't care. The generation they cultivated is now adults, and we just don't care about family time and togetherness anymore. I mean, really what hurt Nintendo more than anything else is the rise of the cell phone and the rise of the tablets in the casual market. That pretty much, their fan base is gone now. I mean, they've got to get these. Like I said at the beginning, Sessler says that people should be fired at Nintendo. I completely agree with him. I think Satoru Iwata and most of the senior management, with the exception of Shigeru Miyamoto, who basically is the creative force at Nintendo these days, I think they pretty much need to go. I mean, it's just... look, Nintendo's just gotta stop screwing stuff up. I mean, first, they went and created the PlayStation inadvertently. Then they stuck with the cartridge way too long. And really, and this I think was probably one of their bigger blunders, was they made the GameCube, they got the disc, Granted, it was a mini disc, which probably wasn't a good idea, but then they just did not embrace the on-the-line multiplayer market like they should have when it came to be, and it's just like, sometimes I just want to go to those Nintendo people and just say, do you realize what your market is anymore? Do you even know what your market is? And that's another thing. I forgot. Pokemon. How many Pokemon games are they coming out with? I mean, it's just like, Nintendo, can we get some new franchises, please? Can we get some, stuff that isn't something you've released 5 times in the last 15 years? But, it's just, and it could just be me, Like I said, I'm in the 25 to 35 bracket, and you know what? It's just, the games that I played on Nintendo systems, they're now collector's items. That's how long it's been since Nintendo had my interest. I mean, I can tell you the exact moment when I switched from Nintendo. When the PlayStation 1 came out and Ridge Racer was the launch title, I cannot tell you how many times I played Ridge Racer. But, it's just, it's not that, I guess it's just, Nintendo just doesn't realize what their market is, and they really need to figure that out. Because, it's just, I gotta tell them, the games you have out there, there's just nothing on the Wii U. The only reason I buy a Wii U is to send it to my nephews. But, I don't have the money just to be buying something like that I don't even know if they'll ever use. But, it's just, the lineup on the Wii U is just, I don't want to say it's bad, but it isn't good. I mean, granted, you have some, granted, Pikmin 3 and Mario 3D World and Lego City Undercover, Marvel Lego Superheroes, those are great games on the Wii U. It's just the rest of the lineup on the Wii U just makes me scratch my head and say, what's the point of buying this system if that's the games I'm going to have to play? For me, it's more, would I enjoy the game? I don't care about the control scheme. I don't care about all this other stuff that a lot of other people care about. For me, it's about the control scheme. And if the control scheme sucks and the game isn't fun to play, then I don't want it. And a lot of those games, they just don't seem like they'd be any fun to play. And so, it's just like, Nintendo, it's not me, it's you. Okay? You just don't have this lineup that has me interested in your system. And the fact of the matter is, in all honesty, my parents have a Wii U. No, a Wii. Not a Wii U. My parents have a Wii. They bought it at the time where Wii's were compatible with GameCube games, which isn't happening anymore. They bought it then. They haven't used it in the last year. I can guarantee you that they haven't used it in the last year. In fact, I shouldn't say within the last year. I should say it's been several months, because every time we load up the thing, and Mom just wants to do the Wii Fit for a little while when she has the time for it. It'll keep saying, it literally said, it has been several months. Something along the lines, it's been several months. I'm worried. No, I'm just kidding. But, I mean, it's just, right now, it's just, Nintendo, I think the biggest thing they need to do is they need to find out what their market is. They need to develop games for that market. And, yeah, I think a lot of the senior management probably needs to be shown the door, even though they won't. But they really need to get new blood in there. And Nintendo, if you do get a hold of this, just pony up, do whatever you gotta do, beg the publishers, whatever, get third-party support. I mean, the lackluster sales of the Wii U should be a sign to you guys at Nintendo that your first-party titles alone aren't enough to sell a system. That should be completely and utterly obvious to you. But it appears not to be obvious. But, part of that, though, is this problem that exists in Japan of this corporate culture of this set of this SOP has worked for us for 20 years. It'll work for us for another 20 years. We don't need to change it. It's going to work. And frankly, in 2013, that kind of stuff, it's obsolete thinking, and it really needs to change. But, there's nothing I can do about that. But yeah, like I said, it's just, the Wii U just isn't for me. The lineup is just, outside of a few titles, the rest of the lineup is just unimpressive. So yeah. Alright, that's all for now.